It's your boy MKS here, back in another video. Hope everyone's well wherever you are, and I don't make this video too cringe-worthy or to make too many mistakes or stumble on my words or anything like that. But anyway, this video is sticking to the theme for this week, really, which is encouraging people to support Celtic and trying to improve the Celtic FC brand around the world. So as I talked about why I think Catholics should support Celtic, and why I think other non-W.A.S.Ps or white Anglo-Saxon Protestants should support Celtic, and also people of colour like myself, why I think we should support Celtic and that sort of thing. I thought I'd continue with that and talk about why I think that, or basically my goal or dream for Celts to support Celtic, and not quote unquote normal people, if you like, would call them Celtic, I think that's how they pronounce it, nations, but because I like my alliterations and patterns and things like that, I call them Celtic countries. So I think Wales is part of that. I think, or certainly some parts of Wales or some groups in Wales are called Celts, Gaelics and Celts and that sort of thing. So Ireland is definitely Celtic. I think Wales, or at least parts of Wales, are Celtic, and certainly parts of Scotland, and there are a few others. I think there are 8 Celtic nations, but as I say, because I like alliterations, I call them Celtic countries. So I'd love to encourage people from those areas to support Celtic, and as the name Celtic itself, I think obviously, well, definitely derives from Celtic. I think that obviously the pronunciation has changed a bit, pronunciation or however you pronounce it. So I think it'd be great if Celtic FC represented the Celtic countries, and people from Celtic countries supported Celtic as much as possible. So I'd love them to encourage each other to support Celtic and follow Celtic, and hopefully that, as I mentioned in my other videos, that will help to increase the brand value and things like that. And also, I think I did mention briefly that I'd love to be able to sing and tell stories, and maybe even jokes if I get enough confidence, although my jokes aren't that great, but hopefully some people out there will enjoy them. But yeah, so I hope to, if I get the confidence to do that sort of thing, but I'm a bit nervous to do so because I'm not that confident in my singing voice or my voice generally, and also but I suppose I'm even though I'm not confident in my voice generally, I still make YouTube videos. So I suppose I probably could bring myself to have the confidence and encouragement, courage or whatever to do so. But yeah, so hopefully I'll cover videos like that, and this might be my last Celtic video for this month at least, and maybe I'll do more in February and March and beyond, covering Celtic again. But I might take a break from Celtic videos because I think I've covered quite a few, such as who I think, as I say, should support Celtic and that sort of thing. And again, I think it'd be great if Celtic FC was representative of the Celtic countries, so people from those countries. I think Normandy is one of them, and some other places, but I can't quite remember the 8 Celtic nations, or as I call them, Celtic countries. So if you know any of them, please post them in the comment section below, and also anything you want to comment in the comment section. As ever, as with all my videos, please feel free to comment whatever you want to comment, in a speech and all that, as I say. And also, if you are from a Celtic country especially, I'd welcome your comments. Would you be interested in finding out more about Celtic and supporting Celtic if you don't know much about them and that sort of thing? But yeah, as ever, I welcome all comments, and I can't think of much else to say. But as I say, I'd love for the people from the 8 Celtic countries or nations, or whatever you want to call them, to support Celtic FC, and again for Celtic FC to represent the Celtic countries, as I love my alliterations and that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm going to probably keep it quite short because I can't think of much else to say. But again, one thing I'd love to hear actually is whether you think that Celts supporting Celtic, Celts to be united for Celtic, and that sort of thing would actually benefit the club, would benefit Celtic FC. Like, do you think it would raise the brand value and help with marketing and branding and shirt sales and basically and that sort of thing, merchandise sales? And do you think that would bring in wealthy shareholders and investors and sponsors and things like that? I'd love to see as many wealthy owners or co-owners, sponsors, shareholders, basically equity holders and that sort of thing, supporting, investing in Celtic. But yeah, I keep this as fairly short and sweet, I think, by my standards, and try not to waffle too much. And I am out on that note. Peace and love.